What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Alfred DZ back again on the mic with another video. Today we're just going to break down Brandon Staley's recap for 2022 season and his press conference that he held recently. And we don't like to waste time around here, so let's jump right into it.
Yeah, Daniel, first off, Joe and Shane are really good coaches, and I want to thank them for everything that...
Right there, Joe and Shane are really good coaches. No, they're not. No, they're not. Joe Lombardi is by far the worst offensive coordinator that has ever graced the gridiron in any way, shape, or form. That's first and foremost. Brandon Staley's already wrong with that shit.
They helped us accomplish the last 2 years, but just felt like...
Accomplish what? Sorry.
We needed to make changes to the offense and the vision for the way I have us playing on that side of the football, and I think there's a different gear that we can get to as a football team. Definitely not an easy decision because they did a really quality job for 2 years. But
no, they didn't.
Because it's about a football team in all three phases playing a certain style. And that's what I'm really after in terms of leading a group and connecting it. And then, in terms of what that looks like is, I think the offenses that I think are the most challenging to defend, and the people who have been here with me are the ones that put a lot of pressure on you every snap in terms of marrying the run game to the pass game. Putting a lot of pressure on you with personnel groupings, pace, motion, and being able to get the explosions consistently. And I think that that's what I believe in. I want to have an offense that mirrors our defense because I think that those are the types of organizations, those are the type of football teams who are consistent, game in and game out, season in and season out, and we're going to start that process here shortly.
He's not wrong there at all, man. Like, there's been so many times where I feel like the Chargers, their defense has been like right on ticking. They've got it, they're on it, they're ready to go, But the offense has failed to sort of feed off of that energy. And it's been that way, vice versa. You can see it in a perfect example is the Browns game. That was the game where the offense was ticking, just like that, And yeah, the defense showed up when they needed to, but at the end of the day, the defense allowed how many points? Like 30-something points from the Browns. To me, that just makes no sense. He's right about that, about how these two teams need to sort of play off of each other, and they have not been doing that. I would argue the defense has been playing a lot better football than our offense. A championship team is all three phases of football. You understand that, right? But defense comes up with a huge turnover. Offense has to come with a very explosive touchdown to follow right up after it. And it has to keep going like that. It's all about a synchronized football team. And we don't have that. It's either the defense is being really good or the offense is being really shit. Or vice versa. Either the offense is being really good and the defense is being shit. I don't understand why we can't have that cohesiveness on this team. We haven't found it yet. We haven't found it in the last couple of years.
Brandon, you feel like you were out-coached by Peterson, and how much did that lead to the loss?
Oh, Bill, I thought it was a tight game. I thought that for a half, I wouldn't say that was the case for a half. I think at the end of the game...
It was the case for a half. It was the case for the second half. You were completely outclassed, completely outcoached. How can you say it wasn't the case for a half? It was. It was the second half. You lost the football game. I don't know if you noticed, but football games are for 4 quarters, 2 halves. It sounds like he's hanging his hat up on a first half coaching performance. You're telling me the talent level dropped from the first half to the second half? No, it didn't. You just got outcoached. And that's the type of shit that pisses me off about Staley. Sometimes he'll take accountability for his mishaps. Other times he just tries to PR it up, for lack of a better term.
That team that we were playing showed a lot of fight, a lot of resilience. I thought it was a high quality game against 2 teams that are both young and hungry. And so I thought it was just a high-level game all the way around. And so I think Doug's an outstanding coach, and I know that we were coaching at a high level. And
man, that pisses me off so much, man. It's just sugarcoating everything, man. You got you got outclassed. Period. Done. You got outclassed in the second half. It was not high level in the second half. It was none of that. You did not coach a good game in the second half. Period.
And hopefully we're going to get another chance at those guys.
You got another chance at those guys. You did in week 3. A lot of injuries. You had to overcome that. This was your second chance. You didn't overcome that. You got bested again.
Yeah, Bill. I mean, there's so many things in the second half of that game in all 3 phases. It was one of those things, and I think you guys who are watching it, it was unique in the fact that there weren't these catastrophic big plays that kind of led to you giving away a lead. We didn't turn the football over. We weren't giving up these, killer, huge, big plays. We gave up one, long pass, and that was it. There weren't any big special teams errors. I know we missed a kick, but we just didn't execute at a high enough level in the second half. And then when it got tight and their crowd got into it, it became a dogfight. So I think in all three phases, Bill, we just didn't quite execute at a high enough level. I thought that there were some penalties in the game that really swung the momentum of the game in the second half. And we just didn't make enough winning plays. And that starts with me in all three phases. I needed to coach better in all.
There you go, taking responsibility. That's what I need more of. No excuses, none of that bullshit. It starts with you.
Three phases in order to help us finish that game, and I didn't do a good enough job of that. And I take full responsibility. And like I said, that's where, you got to go after a game like that. Is you got to take full ownership for what happened, and I'm the one who's responsible for it. And like I said, I'm proud that we were able to get a chance to compete. And I thought that first half shows you what our team has inside of it, and the second half shows where we need to improve.
Brandon, why did you pick up Bosa's helmet?
Because it was on the ground in front of me. And
can't lie, that's a dumb question. Why did you pick up Bosa's helmet? That is a stupid question.
I saw a player that was having a tough moment. And it's the same way when Jalen Ramsey had a tough moment in a playoff game. You're there for your player. And I would do it over again. And he slammed it down again. And I picked it up again and gave it to him. And so, you want to be there when your guys are going through a tough moment. And that was a tough one for him. And I would do the same thing again.
Did he address that with you?
Yeah, as only Joey could. When, obviously he feels bad about losing his composure and what kind of happened as a result of it, because, it hurt us. And we got to have poise in moments like that. That's what we talk a lot about.
It hurt us. It did. What else hurt us? The f***ing coaching in the second half. That's what f***ing hurt us. The penalty. None of that. The penalty won't matter. If you just survive the third quarter, the penalty doesn't give it. I cannot hang this on anyone but the coaches.
Like you talked about considering the moves you made, but how much of it is personnel and not having juice and speed at receiver that can get down the field? You talk about these offenses that you want to, mirror. They all have that type of juice and speed at receiver to create those opportunities downfield. How much of it is personnel and how this roster was built from the skill position standpoint?
No, I think because explosions. In the passing game, just because you have speed doesn't mean that you're going to get to the deep part of the field. And I've told you, a lot of times when you have speed, you know where it's running. And so even if you're fast, if we're waiting on you, it doesn't matter. So what you have to do is you have to have the mix of the run game and the pass game to create explosions. Because if people know that you're headed to the deep part of the field or you're trying to head there, you're not going to get there. What you have to have is the balance, and you have to put the pressure on the defense in both places. And you have to put the pressure on them on the perimeter, on the interior, top shelf of the coverage, level 2, and that's what it takes to become an explosive team. It doesn't just mean you have to have a bunch of gas and a bunch of team speed. Now, if you can get team speed, that's obviously a big advantage, all right, because they can run faster to the places you're trying to get, whether that's the perimeter or the top shelf of the coverage. But, hey, you can get as many explosions just turning around and handing the ball to the running back, and that's a way to get explosions, a point A to point B. So that's what we're trying to do, is try to create explosions in all those ways so that you become a really, really tough offense to defend. And the thing that I like the way we play is that a lot of people touch the ball. We had 6 guys or whatever have 500-plus yards receiving, and that's something that we need to build off of. And like I said, there's a lot of things offensively over the last 2 years that I'm extremely proud of, okay? But there's another level that I think that we can get to, and that's where we're headed with our process.
He's not entirely wrong here. However, the speed aspect of our offense is what's missing, and it doesn't necessarily mean, hey, run deep. Yeah, it's a plus. Our receivers are a fast receiver to get to the deep parts of the field. Yeah, it's a plus, but it's also in the short game as well when you need speed desperately. You can have a great release out of your route and you can create separation and make the catch, but speed is what creates yards after the catch. We don't have that aspect in our offense. We don't have that. Because, well, for one, Joe Lombardi is a dickhead, right? Yards after the catch, it's the most important It's so important, and we don't have anyone. It's not just about sending a fast guy deep down the field. It's about creating separation through speed. So you can do that. Tyreek Hill is a great example of this. He's not the like okay, he's a good route runner, man, but like he's not like an elite route runner like Devontae Adams, Keenan Allen. You know what I mean? He's nothing like that. But he uses every bit of his quickness and speed and to create separation. And then guess what? He catch, gone for 15, done. You know what I mean? And mix that with an offensive scheme that gets him open and stuff. I don't know, man. Brandon Staley, we're rocking. We have to rock with you until for another year at least. At the end of the day, I want what's best for the Chargers. I want us to win with Keenan Allen, Joey Bosa, Mike Williams, and the guys. You know what I mean? I want us to win that before this cap space starts hitting, and then we just fucking throw it away. I don't know. Anyways, it's been your boy Alfred Dizek signing out till next time. Peace.